per 3 settimane.
Okay, so I think we can start. You give me also the times, right? So P2P currencies, what's next after Bitcoin? This is what we're going to talk about. Who am I? My name is Sebastiano Scròfina. My microphone is not... Okay. My name is Sebastiano Scròfina. I studied with alternative currencies for the last around 10 years. I currently work at Dropis, we're a company, we're developing a peer-to-peer currency, and this talk is going to be about not the technical details of peer-to-peer currencies, but more about the economic background and the economic outlook of what peer-to-peer currencies are and what they could and should be in the future. We'll talk about what the next currency could be after Bitcoin as we go along this talk. I hope it'll be thought-provoking for you guys, because the idea is that hackers could and should be more involved in currencies, more than they are right now. So a brief money timeline. What has money been in the past? Money is, before money there was gift. People would exchange stuff, gifting to each other, much before and much more than bartering. Bartering was limited to enemies or strangers. So you would naturally give something for free as a gift to someone else, and you would receive something back. It's natural, it's embedded in the human firmware. But then we would have barter, and then money would be barley. Money started in Babylon around 5,000 years ago, and then it would evolve into being precious metals, then a receipt, then a banknote, which is literally a note of the bank. So in Italy, Italian towns around 17th century, you would have the goldsmith in the street who would hold gold for you and would hand you a receipt. And you would use this receipt as a mean of payment to other people, because it's easier to hand the receipt easier than gold. So basically, the note of the bank became what we now call bank note. Then, after World War II, money is US dollar, meaning that US dollar is the only currency that's backed by gold. All the other currencies are backed by and exchangeable with US dollar, but basically US dollar becomes a proxy of gold. So this means that who can print the US dollar can print the gold. And that is exactly what they did. They printed much more dollars than the gold they had. And this led to 1971, when the so-called Bretton Woods system would be broken by President Richard Nixon, 15 August 1971. From that day, there is no connection between our currencies and precious metals. They are not backed by anything other than the acceptance. So they have value because we accept them. And they're called fiat currencies. Fiat comes from Latin because they are created out of thin air. It's an esoteric term, so that the layman doesn't understand that they're just printed. You know, they can be printed out of thin air with no control, theoretically. Then we have Bitcoin, 2009. Bitcoin is born. Bitcoin is much different from the fiat system, and it's better in many ways because it's decentralized, it's actually distributed, and its supply is limited, unlike fiat currency. So it is impossible to print infinite Bitcoins, but there is a finite amount that is set to 21 million. There could never be more than 21 million Bitcoins, so this is good. In a sense, this can be good. But then, what is the next currency going to be in 2020? We don't know for sure, but we have some ideas, and this talk is going to be about it. So a short future comparison of these currency systems. Gold, as everybody knows, has intrinsic value, so it has value by itself. You need it for dentistry, jewelry, a lot of stuff. So it's valuable in that sense, while fiat currency and Bitcoin, you can do nothing with a Bitcoin, or you can do nothing with a euro. You cannot do anything useful other than spend it. Gold is also widely accepted across the world, across the planet, as the fiat currencies are, but Bitcoin is not. Bitcoin market, the people who accept Bitcoin are not, Bitcoin is not mainstream in that sense, but it's easy to use as a fiat currency system, while carrying gold is pretty, hard. Talking about definitions, just to give clear definitions of what we're talking about, what is money and what is currency? Money, the naive definition of money is that money is something that represents some gold that is somewhere in some government office or in some bank. This is false. This is a dream. There is no connection between money and precious metals anymore. There is the academic definition of money. So in the economics manuals, in the economics departments, you define money with what it does. Money does three things. Money is a mean of transfer of value, it's a unit of measure of value, and it's a store of value. So money does three things. But this is what money does. What is money, really? Money, does someone have an idea?
Conventional agreement between...
Money is an agreement, and at the core, money is information. So an agreement is not material, an agreement is information. So currency is an implementation of money. So it's money put into practice. When we use something as money, we're using a currency. What is a protocol? A protocol is a set of rules to exchange information. So what we want to say here is that currency is a protocol. So it's your job, basically. It's not much the economist's job, but it's your job. By the way, who knows about Bitcoin, what Bitcoin is? So I get a better understanding in this room. Okay. The open questions are, is economics a natural science? Is it like mathematics or physics? No. Economics is a social science, meaning a social quote-unquote science, meaning economics is a set of rules that we use to interact. We define economics. Economics is up to us. So who's the expert? Is the economist the only expert, the sole expert in this field? Probably not. Probably in the future, from now on, and more likely in the future, hackers, people who work with information, are going to be the experts in this field more than economists. And why is there a de facto monopoly on currency, on money? Why do we use only mainstream currency to interact? We all use mainstream currency to interact economically with each other. We buy with mainstream currency only with mainstream. Why? Because probably we've delegated this field to the experts. We haven't taken care of this, and we only use what they've given us, but we can create alternatives. So what is Bitcoin? Some people here already know that Bitcoin is a decentralized electronic cash system. It's been implemented with an open source client in 2009, January 2009, by a supposedly Japanese developers by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. Actually, nobody knows who this guy is. Actually, nobody believes this guy really exists with this name. The features about Bitcoin, we will talk about the features. It is a real currency. You can exchange, you can buy it with euros, you can sell it and have euros, you can exchange it with gold. It's real. The main features of Bitcoin are that it is limited in supply. As we said, there can be only 21 million Bitcoins in the world, never more. And talking about transactions, it is pretty neat and nice because there is no middleman involved in transactions. So transactions can be cheap, can be kind of fast, and they can be kind of anonymous. so you can have anonymous transactions, while with the traditional financial system